I think the fact that they did not remand Trump to custody proves it is not a legitimate criminal trial. And people can make the argument, oh, no, Trump's not a flight risk. Nobody thinks he'll flee. He's running for president. It's like, OK, fair point. But they're accusing him of trying to overthrow the government. That's what they're saying on MSNBC. This guy owns a 757, a Cessna Citation. He owns 2 helicopters. He probably has access to more jets than just those. Not to mention, being a billionaire, he can easily charter a private jet. If they legitimately thought Trump was a threat to democracy and that he was trying to overthrow the government, how could they not order him to be remanded?
It just makes me start to wonder, like, who are his Secret Service agents and where are their loyalties? You know what I mean? Like, who do they think that they'll just be like, no, we won't let you flee if you really wanted to? I'm sure he could figure it out. The entire case against Trump, and I made this argument the other night, was it's obviously intended to destroy the pattern and momentum of his campaign, right? Jack Smith was happily investigating for years, and then all of a sudden he's ready and we have to rush this prosecution. Doesn't seem suspicious at all. Oh, wait, of course, it's complete convenience.
Trump could go to his jumbo jet and say, we're going to do a rally. We have a scheduled rally in insert city, Milwaukee. And then they all get on the plane. And then as soon as the plane takes off, he goes to the pilot and says, we're going to El Salvador. Mm-hmm. And then, people could argue like, oh, there's no flight plan. He could just do it. Mm-hmm. They could just do it.
The problem is if he left, excuse me, he wouldn't be able to be president.
Oh, of course.
That would burn the bridge. And they know he doesn't want to burn that bridge. So don't consider him a flight risk.
I don't buy it. They're accusing Trump of some of the most serious crimes in the history of this country. They are claiming that he attempted to steal. They're claiming that he called for an insurrection to stage a coup on the Capitol to steal power. That is seditious. They're effectively arguing whether they didn't charge him with it or not, seditious conspiracy, and then being like, nah, you're good. Go on home, buddy.
I don't. Here's what I think, though. I think that we're missing one little point. I agree with you that it's obviously not serious charges. If they actually thought he was a threat, they would have kept him in pretrial detention, just like they did with so many of the January 6th defendants.
Exactly.
Which I thought was setting a legal precedent so that they could do this with Trump. I still think they're going to. I don't think that just because they let him walk out today, that means that they're not going to. I think they obviously want to put Trump in prison because they despise Trump. They think it'll destroy his presidential campaign. But if you look at the crux of what this indictment from Jack Smith is it's really against political speech. It's a violation of your First Amendment right to have an opinion that is different than the opinion of the Joe Biden administration, which we can talk about the trickle down effects of that. But I think that they want to criminalize not just Trump's free speech. They want to criminalize us. So how do they do that? Well, they wait until this story's passed. He tweets something they disagree with. They say it's, ruining this case. They put him in pretrial detention because they want some crazed Trump supporter to commit an act of violence so that they can say, well, it's not just a crime when Trump says this, it's a crime when all y'all say this, and we're going to crack down on you.
I think there could be a component to that. I think part of the free speech angle or the criticism of political speech is that they never got a smoking gun. There's really nothing there. So now they're going to have to make a very obscure political argument. I think if Trump, you're totally right. If he fled the country, he couldn't be president. It would obviously be worse. I think part of it is sort of gambling with them. They really want the perp walk. They want an image of him in handcuffs. They want that to be all you see for a long time. And so again, for me, all of this comes back to timing, right? They could do it right now, but he's gaining. Every time they indict him, he jumps in the polls. So if they released a picture of him in handcuffs, who's to say this wouldn't actually bolster his supporters?
It would help him.
Exactly.
That's why they won't remand him. That's my point. If they genuinely thought Trump tried to overthrow this country and led an insurrection against an official proceeding, they'd be like, lock him up and throw away the key. There are people still in jail right now without charge or trial for having trespassed at the Capitol. And you mean to tell me that they're like, Trump, you are free to go, but we think you're the one who orchestrated all of it? Nah, BS.
Yeah, think about
they don't believe it at all.